Hello guys, welcome to a brief episode of Oxygen Not Included. I've got a couple of things to show you, the new graphics and also a new animal capturing device. But also I've been having a little play with the automation. After watching a few videos, Biffer, Brothgar and Grind that game, I came up with a few things that I wanted to put into my base, which was how to be more energy efficient with our electricity. So we have put in weight plates underneath every single mess table. So whenever our dupe comes and sits down, as soon as he enters this room, the light comes on. He leaves, the light goes off. If there's another dupe in here, then do you know what? The light stays on. So whenever there's a dupe in here, we're using electricity. Whenever there is not, we're not. So there we go. The lights are both on. He's left and they've gone back off again. So we've got a weight set on here of 10 kilos, which as a muck root, there's only a few kilos in weight. It's not really registering. Obviously, they would be we'd sweep that if it did become a little issue. So actually, I'm going to do that now because I don't like muck root being left out. Okay, so as we see, number of people in. Every single one that's lit green means there's going to be a light on. Perfect. Right, as we're looking also at our creature capture devices, why not have a quick look at the new aerial creature capture? Now, I'm not going to charge this. Oh, actually, I know I'm going to charge it. I'm going to charge it with phosphorus because I did charge, messed around with it before. I did charge one with slime, and then I got slime lung everywhere, which was lovely. So we have our little dupe coming in, and there we go. It's operating. How it works, I have no idea. So it's using phosphorus and emitting carbon dioxide. Okay. So it says that it uses it lures and captures an airborne creature when set with a bait. Now, obviously, there's only two baits we can actually have on there, and I don't know about you, but I don't know of any flying creatures that are interested in slime or phosphorus. So that must be coming along soon. There's a new little animal in the game, which will be really nice to play around with. The other thing of automation I've been playing around with because I was getting fed up of my carbon skimmers not working. So we've got up here, we've got a natural gas. We've got 3 natural gas generators. These produce 82.5 grams of carbon dioxide per second. So there's 3 of them. So we're talking about 260 grams or so of carbon dioxide. We can see that if we just go onto the ventilation, and we can see there it's 247. So I was slightly out there. And we had below 6 carbon skimmers. Now these carbon skimmers should be able to deal with 300 grams per second. That's 1800 grams per second of carbon dioxide to be destroyed. But they weren't working for some reason. So I have little played around with a gas destroying device. So at the moment we have got our naphtha gas as a barrier this side, just because dupes seem to want to collect a little bits and bobs that I've left lying around, and you know, fair play. So what we've got here, we've got an atom switch. That atom sensor, should I say, goes straight to one single door here. Then it goes up, and hidden away in here we've got a automation switch. There we go, buffer gate. So we select our buffer gate if we can get to it. There we go. We've got a time delay of 1 second. So if we go to the automation overview, you'll see what's going on. So that hits 2000 grams. This door's open. Okay, and the same with these doors. The whole lot opens in one go. Alright, so that buffer of 1 second is when this atom sensor goes down below 2000. It closes off this door to prevent any more of this gas working its way back to where the atmo sensor is. And then they all close. So it works really well. I've been watching it now for quite a while. We don't go over 3000 grams of carbon dioxide, and bearing in mind this high pressure vent here will take it up to 25 kilos. Now there was a bit of playing around with it when I first was messing with it. We got a bit of oxygen caught in this area, and then we couldn't actually get it out, which was a pain. So we just painted it carbon dioxide, and it's been working perfectly ever since. So what else? As we can see here, let me go back up here. We are really getting to the point of not having a great deal of natural gas in here. So we need to start looking at producing our own. Not necessarily for power, turning to power over here, but maybe we should start thinking about how we can do that. Now, Grind This Game had a brilliant little video where he talked about turning oil into natural gas. So I thought, right, I'm going to copy that. Now, bearing in mind everything I've been doing on this specific game has been on the debug mode, so I've been able to build everything and quickly, just so that I can play around and test things. So I've also dug everything out that was there that the dupes can then just file away, which is what they're kind of doing up here already. So yeah, they've collected a lot, and I mean a lot of raw materials, and there's still a lot more left for them to go. Now let's get ourselves all the way down to the bottom. So we have got a liquid pump, okay, which is pumping in through this valve, and I think I've got it set at 2,000 grams. Yeah, 2,000 grams per second is being pumped down into here. Now let's just jump into debug mode so you can actually see what we've actually done. So obviously this will work within any area. You just need to get the temperature of the tiles significantly higher. So I think it's let's have a look. Nope. There we go. Crude oil. Looking at crude oil, it vaporizes at 400 degrees. So we've got tiles here at again. Nope. Surface temperature. So it's twice that. Let's see if we can get the petroleum now. Right, so petroleum, that has an evaporation point of 500 degrees. So we're turning it from crude oil straight into petroleum, and then that in turn is evaporating into natural gas. So let's just run that again. So we've got this little system coming up here, pulling off this natural gas at a stupidly high temperature. And it's working its way over here. Now, the idea is to see how well we get this temperature down. So I've put in just these Weezeworts just to act as a buffer to try and understand how much energy is needed to cool these things down. So we've got this natural gas coming in at 400 to 600 degrees centigrade. Okay. And going through all these Weezeworts, we're coming out on the other side at currently 1.4 degrees, which is not too bad at all. Now, what we can do with that gas is we can then pump that directly to our system over here, or we can actually, let's just go back over here. Let's just show you what's actually currently happening with it, because nothing's really happening with it at the moment. It's just sitting in this sort of area, so that's 30 odd grams of oxygen. So it's slowly pushing the oxygen up into the small corner here, and we'll soon have a nice filled natural gas column here, so we can put pump in and start utilizing it. So yeah, so that is my little experiment for natural gas production. Now, one thing you could be asking is, why would you use crude oil to then heat it up to petroleum, to then turn it from petroleum into natural gas, when you can just burn crude oil on the power plants? Where are we? So we've got petroleum. So we basically have to convert it to petroleum, and after we've converted the natural gas to the oil to petroleum. So why would you then go that extra step? Well, basically, it works out according to Grind That Game that, do you know what, it's about 40 times more effective in power that you can get out of natural gas that's been converted from crude oil. So I'm going to leave it there. Oh no, I'm not. I haven't shown you the new artwork. Let's go and place down the new metal refiner. So we've got our little cruncher down there. We now have our metal grinder or converter or refinery. So we need liquid in, liquid out, power in, and then also the material. So what do we need? No liquid intake. All right, so what does it need? Details. Actually, see whether it goes back onto here. So it doesn't actually say what liquid it comes in, it just says any liquid. So I'm presuming that it'll just basically heat up that liquid during that process. So yeah, we ain't going to be using that for the time being. Right, so that's where we've got to so far. That's still working away nicely. Let's have a quick look at that atmos sensor. Yeah, just over 1,000 grams of carbon dioxide. So that's working a treat. Let me just show you that again so you can see and how easy and simple it is. So that's just basically a buffer gate with a 1 second delay, atmos switch going into both of those. There's no power to these doors, I must hasten to add. So we go to the power overlay, there's nothing going into these things. So it's a case of that, I think, is probably a little glitch. Maybe we should have power going into that for them to work properly. I don't know. But that might be the first glitch that they deal with, is to make sure you have to have power to work those, which would make a bit more sense. But yeah, we'll see what goes on. Right, so thank you very much for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, hit that subscribe to see more, and until next time, that's Murphy out.